good, fam? Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Good to be here.
Today, we are strapping in for the realist breakdown of the Washington Commanders' coaching staff moves, and I'm telling you, this is why the entire National Football League is officially on notice.
Oh, for sure. We've been poring over the sources today. And, I mean, the insights from guys like Fred Smoot, Santana Moss,
Yeah.
it's all there. They're detailing the tactical, the cultural, and the organizational reasons behind these huge shifts in Ashburn.
Absolutely. The mission today is to really get into that vision. We are deep diving into why Washington has, all of a sudden, become the premier destination for top-tier defensive coordinators.
Right, and how the internal promotions on offense are being engineered.
Exactly. Engineered specifically to set up Jayden Daniels for, dynasty-level success. If you live and breathe the Burgundy and Gold, you need to stay locked in.
Yeah.
This isn't just about hiring people, fam. This is about organizational architecture being built with, surgical precision. Let's get it.
You know, our analysis really shows a clear commitment from Dan Quinn and Adam Peters. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about building institutional knowledge and sustainable success from the ground up. We're unpacking the intention behind every single move.
Okay, let's unpack this first piece. The central question that, dominated all the offseason chatter was simple. Why would a top-tier DC, someone with options everywhere, choose Washington?
Right. A guy who could have his pick.
Exactly. But based on the commentary we saw from experts, former players like Logan Paulson, Smoot, the consensus is this. Washington is now the obvious choice. It's the best fit.
And what stands out immediately, I think, is the roster foundation Dan Quinn inherited. It's not a complete teardown.
Not at all.
And Fred Smoot just perfectly summed it up. He described this personnel base as young talent mixed with a couple of yellow jackets.
I love that phrase.
It's not just hype,
Yeah.
It describes a specific, a potent chemical reaction on the field.
That mix is genuinely lethal, fam. But let's go deeper. Explain exactly why that combination is so potent for a DC who wants to win, right now.
Well, when you have that explosive youth, I'm talking guys with high motors, high upside, just pure physical tools, you need guidance.
For sure.
The Yellow Jackets, they represent that veteran Hall of Fame caliber leadership, that football IQ. These aren't just old guys hanging on. They are the culture setters.
Yeah.
They enforce how you practice. They mentor the complex schemes.
They set the standard.
Exactly. A DC can plug in his system, knowing the basic structure, the attitude. It's already there. You start the season way ahead of schedule because the culture's already in place.
And we have to talk about the trenches, man. Smoot talked about a mountain of a wall between my two defensive tackles. When you have interior pressure like that, that is true gold D in the NFL.
It truly is. I mean, the core principle of any elite modern defense is controlling the line of scrimmage from the inside out. Anchors in the middle that can just eat up double teams.
Yeah.
It means your defense dictates the flow of the entire game. It frees up your edge rushers, but more importantly, it lets your linebackers play downhill.
They can just fly to the ball.
Right, without having to shed a guard. And that collapsing interior pocket, it forces the quarterback to move or throw off schedule, which just makes life so much easier for your secondary. If you control that middle, you dictate everything.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. The depth plot twist. We know last season was it was marred by injuries that messed up the rotations.
A huge factor.
But those guys are not only healthy and coming back, but the backups who had to step in now have, starter-level experience.
And this creates what we call a high-level luxury problem. The team's depth has improved exponentially.
Right.
Instead of a sharp drop-off when a starter needs a breather, Washington now has a deeper rotation at edge, at safety, across the board.
So the competition in practice goes up, too?
It skyrockets. An ambitious DC looks at that depth and sees an instant accelerator for performance, especially late in the season. Smoot believes that with just a few strategic tweaks from Peters and Quinn, this defense can instantly go from middle of the pack to a legit top 10 unit.
But wait, let me push back on that for a sec. If this defensive foundation was so strong, why didn't it translate to more wins last year? Was it just a coaching problem?
Well, that's a really fair question. And the source material suggests it was precisely a synergy issue, a lack of alignment, and really a lack of offensive support.
Ah.
And that brings us to the Jayden Daniels effect. Santana Moss brought this up, and it's a crucial point. Any elite DC wants a dynamic franchise quarterback on the other side of the ball.
FACPS. Say more on that. How does Daniels actually help the defense?
It's about confidence, time of possession, and field position. Daniels can generate points quickly. He can control the clock with efficient drives. He can use his legs. It all means the defense isn't constantly facing short fields or playing from behind.
Right, they're not playing tight.
Exactly. They don't have to play scared, worrying that if they give up one first down, the offense won't answer. They can play loose, aggressive, with real swagger. Moss emphasized that the QB stability just puts defense in the best possible position to, take over the game.
It's total team synergy, fam. And that synergy starts at the very top with Dan Quinn. He's a proven defensive mind. I mean, he coordinated that legendary Seahawks defense.
La Legion of Boom, yeah.
The opportunity for a new DC to work alongside him, that creates a collaboration and a unity that builds, lasting success.
And we can't underestimate Adam Peters in all this, the GM. Logan Paulson's view highlighted his philosophy. Peters finds pieces that fit schematically, not just the best available athlete.
That's so important.
It is. So the incoming DC is basically guaranteed to have the tools he needs, from the head coach who gets it and from the personnel department that gets it. That kind of alignment is incredibly rare and very attractive to any ambitious coordinator.
All right, fam. So now that we've established why Washington is the spot for a DC, let's pivot. Let's talk about the moves on offense specifically, how the organization is building around Jayden Daniels. Let's start with the huge hiring of DJ Williams as the quarterback's coach.
This move is fascinating because it tackles performance and culture at the same time. And you have to start with the legacy, right? The pedigree.
You have to.
DJ Williams is the son of Commanders legend Doug Williams.
That is Commander royalty. Doug Williams, the first black QB to win a Super Bowl, is still a senior advisor. Having his son in the building creates this powerful cultural, this generational connection.
And that ensures that institutional wisdom flows directly into that QB room.
It's so smart.
But this hire is, it's far from just ceremonial. DJ Williams has a serious professional pedigree. He built it over 5 years with the Saints as an assistant under guys like Sean Payton and Dennis Allen.
Elite offensive minds.
Elite. And he was just the QB coach for the Falcons. So he's been exposed to all these different winning offensive philosophies. That kind of exposure is invaluable for a young coach.
And his commitment is clear, too. I mean, he attended the Black College Football Hall of Fame and the NFL QB Coaching Summit multiple times. This isn't a coach just writing on his name. He's actively investing in his craft.
Exactly. And maybe the most crucial experience for Jayden Daniels is Williams' time working with elite college prospects.
At the Senior Bowl, right?
Yeah, he was the QB coach for the national team at the 2023 Senior Bowl. That environment, it demands immediate communication, rapid skill transfer, all under intense scrutiny. He knows how to talk to young quarterbacks and get them ready for that massive transition.
So with David Blau being promoted to OC, and we'll get to that next, Williams steps up. He's the full-time dedicated mentor, the sounding board for Daniels.
And his life experience is the real X factor here. Growing up around the pro game, Williams understands the unique pressures, the scrutiny that comes with being a young quarterback, and particularly a young black quarterback in the NFL.
He just gets it on a different level.
He does. And that deep personal insight makes him uniquely qualified to guide Daniels through the inevitable highs and lows. This hire sends a loud signal. Washington is fully committed to developing their franchise QB, and they're surrounding him with a coach who is a perfect cultural and professional fit.
Okay, fam, let's get into it. The most controversial, the most unexpected move of the entire offseason, the unconventional promotion of David Blau to offensive coordinator. I know a lot of people were skeptical, right, wondering if this was too fast, too risky, but I am telling you, this move makes total strategic sense.
It is absolutely unconventional. I mean, Blau was only 30. His playing career ended just 2 years ago. The skepticism is all about his lack of experience calling plays.
Of course.
But the strategy here, it hinges entirely on chemistry and familiarity. And Fred Smoot, he provided the absolute key insight.
Give me the quote again, bro, the one that sticks.
The key quote is that there is already built-in synergy.
That's the advantage we need. Elaborate on that. Why is that synergy worth the risk of inexperience, especially in today's NFL?
The advantage is simple. 0 learning curve with your franchise quarterback.
0.
Blau spent the entire last season with Jayden Daniels as the assistant QB coach. He doesn't need to learn Daniels. He knows his talent, his decision-making tendencies, his communication style.
How he operates in the huddle.
Everything.
Yeah.
And that is a crucial advantage. In modern football, where that QB play-caller relationship is everything, skipping that 6-month adjustment period is a massive competitive edge.
I love the comparison Smoot made. He compared Blau to a young Kyle Shanahan, someone hired young who became an innovator. Blau isn't some veteran coordinator stuck in his ways. He's a blank canvas. He's still evolving.
And that's the core of Dan Quinn's new vision. A veteran coordinator, they often arrive with a rigid system the QB has to adapt to. Blah is the opposite.
You can adapt to the QB.
He's youthful. He's flexible. He can blend influences from all these creative minds he's been around, Kingsbury, Ben Johnson, O'Connell, and create something unique and perfectly tailored to Jayden Daniels. This is an evolution, not a reboot.
And the trust factor is gigantic. Blau is a former NFL quarterback. He was literally in the huddle 2 years ago.
That perspective is it's invaluable. He doesn't have to guess what it feels like in the pocket with the clock ticking down. He can relate to Daniels' struggles and successes because he's lived it.
Yeah.
That creates a level of trust that, is really hard to establish otherwise.
We also have to look at the long-term thinking from Quinn. He admitted he made mistakes in Atlanta by not promoting internal talent, right?
Yeah.
He let guys get away.
He said he explicitly wanted Blau's potential success to happen right here in Washington. And that admission, that shows organizational maturity. It shows Quinn is committed to building something sustainable, to investing in his own staff. By promoting Blau, he's sending a message to the whole building that excellence will be rewarded here.
So, yeah, the risk of inexperience is there. You never know until the lights come on.
You don't.
But the potential and the upside are undeniable. He's got chemistry with the QB and the flexibility to build around the talent. It's a bold bet on relationship and youth. All right, fam. That wraps up this massive deep dive. We've hit on 3 monumental movements: becoming the elite defensive destination, establishing that cultural mentorship with DJ Williams, and betting on built-in synergy with David Blau. The key takeaway is simple. This Commanders coaching staff is being assembled with extreme intention and a crystal clear vision.
The organization is leveraging its talent, addressing needs with high pedigree hires, and making these bold strategic bets on internal chemistry and youthful innovation. They are actively defining a new, stable, and incredibly ambitious identity for the Burgundy and Gold.
We are not just waiting for success to fall on our laps anymore. Under Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, we are actively constructing it, piece by piece.
And that leads to the final provocative thought for you, for the listener, to consider. Given that undeniable risk of inexperience at OC, does prioritizing this established, built-in synergy, the chemistry between Blau, Williams, and Daniels over outside age and traditional experience, does that represent the new strategic blueprint for successful NFL organizations trying to develop a franchise quarterback?
Something to mull over while we watch this new era unfold, fam. Until then, HTTR, let's go Commanders!